Howdy folks, welcome back to the 3D Sapiens Road Show. One battery is really bad, and I don't know. But anyway, so your host Dan Davis here again. I was just explaining how I was finding signs across the valley, and if you continue with the signs, and you look at all the river gullies, and think of the orchards that they can hide out in, and so on, and then there's all these little parks, boom, there's all the way across here. Because one of the theories that I had, and David Raygoza, one of the experts on Bigfoot that's been on Coast to Coast AM, he concurs with me on everything I'm saying here. Behind Mount Raymond here, this is the areas right here where I saw the Bigfoot, heard the Bigfoot, well, twice. Anyway, so all the signs, the bowers that I was reading, the trail signs, all that stuff that I figured out how to follow the trails and what everything meant. This is all in this area here. And there's a lot of people in here. But on the backside of Mount Raymond, if you look on the map, there's like 25 square miles of nothing. So I thought, what a perfect place for Sasquatches to get together and, you know, do their thing. So, the coastal population, because there is a coastal population, again, ask Rigos about that, they got to get across here. And so this is one of the natural places they could do it. Around Merced is another one. But anyway, so one of the reasons I think this area right here is on that map, is on that trail. Okay, so I stopped a few months ago just to water the landscape, shall we say, and I noticed, and you can see him here, okay, this is not an animal that you might recognize. This is there's a better print over there. But anyway, I saw this stuff down here, so I started looking around, and so I'm looking down here, I'm walking down, I'm looking, and right here, there's some better prints. Now look, that is one long continuous foot. You can almost see the digits here, right? And you can see how it tends to be kind of squarish in the back compared to the human heel that kind of goes like that. Theirs is kind of squarish. There's a mid-tarsal thing here, which kind of probably bumped this little lump up here. But anyway, so that's one of the footprints, and it goes here. Now, check this out. This will blow your mind. Okay, sometimes they put sticks down, so they can step on those, so it doesn't leave so much of a footprint. But you can see here, this could have been a big print here. More sticks. You'll see the bow ties indicating trails, and so on. But as we get up here, see more bow ties. Look at this. Now, this is not a dead tree that they messed around with. They have gradually, because they bend, and this takes a long time. They gradually bend it around and through the thing, like so. And here's another one. Oh, car going by. I don't want them seeing what I'm doing here. Okay, and notice these are both evergreens. I thought one of them was an oak tree. But the funny thing is, if you line them up, Hensley Lake is not far that way, but this could be an indicator of the direction that this transit trail takes across the valley. So that's what I'm thinking these are, and keep in mind, look at it. This is a growing tree. Okay. And it's mixed up here with the oaks, which could represent like the lowland population coming together with the highland population. I don't know. But here would be a blind. You could see where something has cleared out this area here. Notice there's no bark, there's no branches, there's nothing here. It's just kind of flat. And if you look at the bark, say compare this with that, you notice it's been worn off. So if they're sitting here, if they're coming through at night and a car goes by, or during the day, well, during the day they're probably going to stay back. But during the night, all they have to do is stay right here. Car's going to go by, not notice anything. And then they continue on down the trail here. I try to stay out of their tracks in case anybody ever wants to see this stuff. Meanwhile, the humans are right. Now, if you look at the angle of the trail, it comes down at an angle like this, right? Especially if you look at how those two line up, it leads in this direction. But if you look down here, boom, here's the continuation of the trail. Now, how do we know this is Bigfoot? Well, it's somebody with footprints, and it wasn't me. I never walk down these trails because I don't ever want to mess them up. So this already right here looks like a footprint. So, but if you go down, you'll see. Okay, that's what deer do. All right, or other critters like that. These guys, they don't tear up the mud. This is probably where I stepped earlier. Okay, Now here you start seeing indentations. If they're animals, like deer or what, that's a big deer too, they're going to leave marks. They're not just going to pat it down like this. Okay, so the other thing that just blew me away. So once I realized they were here, I started leaving these things. Because I have them on my sharing site, because it's like, what do you give to the Bigfoot that needs nothing? It's not like, what do you buy for the guy that doesn't want anything? Anyway, because they can't carry it around, but hey, how about trail markers? So I started leaving trail markers. And so one time it occurred to me to leave this right here like this, right? And so I stopped here several times. And I've kind of been not in the area lately because I've been kind of laying low. But, so I don't want to go to usual places. But, anyway, so, but when I was coming through here on a regular basis, every time I stopped, I would separate them like this, and I had a bag of, I wonder what happened to the bag. Over there? Oh, I'll check in a minute. But anyway, I had a bag here, and I was starting to leave them food and stuff, you know, like a little sharing site, mini sharing site. But I wanted them to see this because it's the same things I have at my habituation sites. Carry with me, put up the sharing site, and whatever. So they would know it was me. Because one of these could be from anybody's garden. One of these random, but when they're together, mathematical probability, it's got to be. So, so anyway, first time I left it, I come back the next time, and they're like this. And I'm like, no way, get out of town. I thought I separated them. So I did it again. And I came back, sure enough, second time, and it's every time after that, every time I come back, they've been together. So I'll leave these now and just to let them know that I'm still kind of around. But I think it's the same crowd because as I said in the author information update video, they brought me the letter F from my fish camp habituation site to a place that's about 25 miles as the crow flies. Okay, so now speaking of the transit trail, today's a really good day. It's really, really clear. Even before you get to Madera, when I was coming down, you could see the coastal range. It's not that far. And these guys are fast. They could cross the valley probably in a night, maybe two. And there's plenty of those wildlife refuges and whatever where they could hang out for the day, away from people, and then, you know, finish the trip the next night. Okay, so now, this is a map I've got at the sharing site because I want to talk to them about Paleolithic Park idea, where, okay, these are just national forests, right? Okay, so, and there's already a cross up here in Northern California. This is why this is a hot spot. Why? Because you got your coastal population, you got your mountain population here, and there's a route in between them. So these guys, what we're doing here is a miniature version. Here's Yosemite Park, okay, coming through here, like so, okay? And there's got to be more than one. I can think of Visalia, Kauai Oaks, and then Tule Lake and so on connecting across here. And again, orchards, gullies, anything. These guys are top military. They make, you know, Delta Force, whatever, Navy SEALs, SEAL Team 6, whatever, look like neophytes out here. So they can do it, trust me. I've seen their trails right up to hotels and edges of town and so on. So my idea with the Paleolithic Park is, this is just national forest. Yosemite's here, Sequoia, Kings Canyon, and so on. If you took all these parks, the forests, all the parks, county parks, state parks, Native American First Peoples parks, or reservations, or whatnot, if you hooked them all up, it's real easy to see how they could basically have connecting, and trust me folks, there's reports, very reliable reports, all contiguous 49 states, Alaska, of course, and of course Canada. So my idea is we hook them all together, and at least here's one area, but we'd have to do some research and figure out where all the major trails are. But believe you me, there are major trails going up here, and we could connect them all into a homeland within a homeland, Paleolithic Park. And so this is where the whole befriending Bigfoot thing comes in handy, because we're not out there to shoot these guys. Folks, I got to tell you this. It really bothers me. I hear people, you know, getting ready to hunt these guys. You kill one of these, it's karma of murder, okay? No doubt whatsoever. These guys are like people. Just a couple nights ago, right after I went to bed, somebody whacked on my window. I heard of this wire being hit that I have on this aerial of this radio. And I've been talking about horses. I've been drumming, you know, like this. And it occurred to me, oh, horses, you guys know horses, right? And I was doing that. It was one night, like 3 nights ago. I was in a good mood and whatever. And I was talking. So the next morning I come out, and at the sharing site, the animals, I have them kind of separated into little dishes, and the horses were moved out of line like 3 feet away from everything else. just to show me, yes, we understand horses. So, folks, communications. Just like down there with those little trail markers that I left. And by the way, all this brush along here, a lot of this has been modified for them for blinds and whatnot. But anyway, so them putting that back together, me separating, that's communication between Bigfoots and humans, folks. There's no other way around it. That is communication. They're saying, we know that you know that we're here. And it's cool, because they're not destroying it, they're not waiting for me to, mess me up or whatever. So they're cool. And again, the guys, they come around wherever I'm at in that whole area where I showed you. I'll be talking about this in more detail. But at least offhand, 8 different places that I've camped, all within that area, and now I know why they recognize me, and for whatever reason, which I'll talk about some other time, they like me. And again, I'm looking at communication with a civilization of humans living right under our noses. I'm not talking about wild animals. So back to the karma of murder, guys. I think I know what to do with their dead, and I'll be covering that on another show, but to me, to try to investigate it sounds like a really stupid idea, maybe for skeptics, because oh, anyway. But I've seen orbs, and I've got a witness that also saw orbs, lights, and whatever. And it makes sense. If they're putting their dead out there, and they're almost as human as we are, then of course there's going to be orbs, and because their souls are like ours, right? Okay, well, I'm trying to keep this short, so let me sign off here, and stay tuned to this. I'm going to be showing this video to several local newspapers because I want to start organizing these habituation teams. Basically, I could be a trainer of trainers eventually, go national with this. I'll be contacting Coast to Coast AM with this information, and get these teams started, spread out around the valley so we can see how much they communicate, how much they get around, how much, what their civilization's like. So, gotta love these guys. They're my best friends. And when you hear what I've had to deal with from humans, pick your time frame for the last few months or years or decades, whatever. It's just, so you go out and you shoot one of these guys, you're shooting my friends. Okay, that's the way it is. It's like me coming over to your house and shooting your dog. Okay, but better than that because this is a human. All right, so that's one little shout out to you guys out there. There's other ways of doing it. Instead of going out there and hunting them, attract them to you, okay? This is a civilization of humans living right under our noses. And they communicate. Again, I've got several of examples, and I'll tell you more. Some are already on, and so on and so forth. But anyway, okay, so I need to sign off because, like usual, I'm going too long. I hope to get this one up quick. This is, what is this? Wednesday, February 3rd? I don't know. February 3rd, something like that. My flexible schedule, I don't remember dates and stuff. But anyway. So, February 3rd, 2021, something like that. And you will see this up fairly soon because, again, I'm going to the media, and then I'll be contacting from the local, because I've got connections with several newspapers around here, and then national media, and so on. So, stay tuned because things are about to get real interesting. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and stay safe and healthy, and have a great day.